welcome back to my channel. In this video, I decided to go have some fun and create a nice Christmassy eyeshadow look using your traditional Christmas colors. I can't talk, but you're going to see some reds in the crease, a little bit of holiday green in the inner corner of the eye, and then you'll see some pops of colors on the outer corner. But if you'd like to learn how to create this fun Christmassy looking eye, then you stay tuned and just keep on watching. Alright, let's get all Christmassy. Very first thing you want to do is prime your eyelid. I actually prime my entire eyelid, and I also prime underneath just to help make the color underneath pop a little bit more. But the very first shade we're going to be using in this tutorial is from the Naked Palette 1, not the 2. I'm going to be using the color called Baked, or excuse me, Half Baked. Using a flat shader brush, I'm going to take a bit of Bake and place it on the brush, and then we're going to pat this color all over our lid area and inner corner of the eye. With a smaller dome-shaped brush, I'm going to blend in the inner corner of the eye and bring some of that gold down to the lower lash line. Once we have the gold on the lid, the next thing we're going to do is take a shadow from MAC, and this is called Firecracker. I'm going to be using this color to warm up my bridge area of my eye. Just take a fluffy dome-shaped brush. This is a MAC 224 brush. Just getting a little bit of the color onto the bristles, just the tips of the bristles, and we're going to apply it to the bridge area of our eye. This color is just used to warm up this area. The next shade we will be using is from the Sugar Pill palette. It's from the Burning Heart palette, and we're going to be using the color called Love Plus. Using a smaller dome-shaped brush, I'm going to take a bit of that color and apply it to the crease area of my eyelid. So first we're going to start off at the lower portion of the eyelid and make like a small V, and we're going to move that color upward. And begin to blend upward at the inner corner of the eye, and then moving our way out to the outer corner of the eye. This is a very rich, potent color that I love to use for any red look. I believe this color you can purchase separately, but I believe this is at Sugar Pill Cosmetics. Once you get that color popped in place, you can take an empty crease brush and begin to blend that color out just a bit in the crease and begin to build up the intensity of the color. To soften up the brow bone area, I'm going to be using a shadow from MAC. This is called Grain, and I'm just going to take a shorter dome-shaped brush, and this is just my Sigma brush. I'm going to pack on a bit onto the bristles, and then we're going to pat it onto the brow bone and blend out any of those edges on the outer corner of the eye. So from here all the way out, and we're going to move our way to the inner corner of the eye, softening up that so the colors transition beautifully together. Now we're going to be using a color from MAC. Again, this one's called Femme Noir. Otherwise, if you don't have this color, because I believe this was an older color, you can use any dark forest green. I'm going to take a dome-shaped brush, pack on some of that color onto the tip. Otherwise, you can use a pencil brush for this. And what I'm going to do is really kind of slightly cut the crease and apply this color to the innermost crease area of the eye. This is just going to give this look a little bit more definition. Taking a fluffy dome-shaped brush, go back in and blend that color out. We're just going to buff it out. Lastly, we're going to use the Femme Noir using a short shader brush, taking that same green shadow, and we're going to apply it along the lower lash line of our eye area. Lastly, this just to give the lower lash line a little pop of color, because that Femme Noir is very dark green, I'm going to take a color from the Urban Decay Deluxe palette, and I'm going to be using the color called Graffiti. Using the same shader brush, I'm going to get a little bit of graffiti onto the tips of the brush, and I'm going to lightly dab it just in the outer third of the eye. Just to give a little pop of a brighter green, and you can lightly drag it in the corners just like that. Once you have that completed, you can line your lower lash line, and I'm speaking of the waterline. I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Zero liner, and we're going to lightly just, again, get in that waterline of the eye area, and then clean off your shader brush, but I would recommend going back in and just lightly tapping and setting that liner we just applied. Now on top, we're going to be doing a thick line on top, and I would recommend using a liquid liner, something that's very smooth. Of course, I'm using my L'Oreal Intense Liner. I'm going to go ahead and line the upper lash line, creating a slightly thick outer wing. What I like to do is line the bottom portion and create the outer or the bottom portion of the wing, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect it on top. So the wing's created there, and then all we're going to do is line from here, almost creating a triangle shape and connecting it just like that. And then once you have that connected, you can go ahead and fill in the empty space. Once you have your liner applied, you can go ahead and apply your favorite lashes. I'm going to be using my Red Cherry 523. So once I get those lashes added on, just like this side here, I'll come back and show you what I decide to do with the rest of this face. Hey beauties, so I finally got those lashes on, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to the rest of the face. For my cheeks, I am definitely going to bronze them a bit, and I'm going to be using the trio from NARS. It's their cheeks trio that features Orgasm, Albatross, and a Laguna bronzer. So I'm going to go ahead and bronze up and warm up my face a little bit. I love using bronzer because it just gives the face, especially for bronzing in the contours of my skin, just gives my face a little bit more dimension and shape, which I love. I can kind of chisel in some cheeks and make them appear fuller, or I can slim down the face in areas where I need the face to be a little slimmer. So I love bronzer, and that's why I use it particularly. And it could be the same reason you use it, but you can use bronzers for anything, to add color or to contour, what have you. But we got the face all bronzed up. The next thing I'm going to use is my Blushing Bride Amazonian Clay Brush from Tarte. I like this because it does, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it has a slight shimmer to it, and it really doesn't go on heavy if you don't use a heavy hand. But I'm just going to take a little bit of that color and apply it to my cheek area. This blush really gives a nice glow to the cheek too. You can kind of see a little bit here. I'm going to use that for the cheek area. And then for my lips, I'm going to keep it simple. I was going to use a pinky color, but then we have a lot of red and green going on with the eyes. So I decided, why not carry some more red? What I was going to say is, I don't want to use a bold red with this eye look. So I decided to grab out my NYX lip color. It's a lip gloss in Crystal Red. You can find this at cherryculture.com, and I believe Ulta carry NYX lip color as well. But I'm going to use that to finish off my look. It gives a nice suggestion of red without being so bright. Also, another great look that you could use with this, if you didn't want such a shiny lip, you could also use like a lip stain. That would be a great color, or a red lip stain that would kind of give you a tint of color without being intense, since we already have this red holiday eye going on here. But there we go. Just a little bit of red so it doesn't totally overpower the eye, but that's pretty much the entire look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Christmassy looking eyeshadow tutorial. And if you'd like to know a list of products that I did use in this tutorial, if you didn't follow step by step all the way, you can click on the link below, and in the information box below there will be links to my blog, and I'll list everything I used in this tutorial, and I'll also list where you can find these products at as well. But as always, I hope you guys are doing well and you're almost done with your Christmas shopping, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!